Hey Channel Insiders, welcome back to Channel Insider Partner POV, your source for untapped opportunities and unfiltered opinions in the IT channel, all to help you make better business decisions. I'm your host, Katie Bavoso. My two guests today are CEO of IT solutions provider ITsavvy, Munu Gandhi, and Craig Diggs, IT Director of national grocery store chain Fresh Thyme Markets, a customer of ITsavvy. Today, you'll hear a first-hand account from Craig about why he chooses to work with ITsavvy, how together they're creating a better experience for shoppers, and what Craig looks for in a technology partner. Welcome to both of you. Craig, it is so special that you are joining us today because you are really going to give us such a unique perspective into working with ITsavvy, who is your channel partner, your IT solution provider. Let's talk about your business, Fresh Thyme Markets. Tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, so Fresh Thyme Markets was incepted in 2012. We opened a bunch of stores really fast and grew pretty quickly. We're what we like to call a traditional farmers market, with a meeting our customer where they are flair, if you will. So we still have, the traditional Coca-Cola and Oreos on the shelf, but then we also try to provide the opportunity for our customers to garner, more organic or more locally sourced produce as well. We've got a huge outreach into our local producer base, and we're always looking for new sources. So, and then, from a technology front, we're really taking a step forward this year and laying a new foundation in technology for Fresh Thyme. And it's really kind of brought us closer to our customer and what they're looking for.
And I just have to say, I know I talked about this off camera, but as a girl from the Garden State, when you described your markets as that farmer's market, warm, inviting style, I was like, I got to get my keys. I got to get in there right now. So I think it's so exciting to hear about. And it also is surprising because I think for our consumer audience listening, you might not immediately connect that with high tech and technology. So this is where I really want to dive into talking about how you work with ITsavvy. And Munu, right before I go to you, I want to hear from Craig. As the client, how do you describe what your relationship is with ITsavvy?
Our relationship with ITsavvy is we dove in head first. That's the best way to say it. We have become fully integrated in their offerings, and it's been phenomenal from the word go. They truly are a partner in for us and in our technology. They bring to us just about everything that we've got to offer right now. And the things that they've been able to bring to us have allowed us to just grow exponentially. So it's been great.
And it's been about 9 months now, I believe, that you've been working together. And I think, Craig, it's been the entire relationship has spanned your time so far at Fresh Thyme Market. So really, I feel like this speaks a lot that as soon as you came in, you said, this is the partner that I need to go with. And before I go any further with that, and Munu, I really want to give you a chance to introduce ITsavvy a little bit to us. Would you mind giving ITsavvy a background or give us a background on ITsavvy and talk a little bit about yourself and your business?
Absolutely. And so thank you again, Katie. ITsavvy, we're in our 20th year, so this is our 20th year anniversary. We're a $430 million technology solutions provider with a comprehensive value-added resale business. We have 500 colleagues that come to work every single day that are focused on serving our clients and serving each other. And I have the privilege of leading this firm. We focus in on 4 solution pillars: cloud and hosting, network and security, collaboration, and then the hybrid workforce / anywhere learning. And we have a number of solutions that we've developed over the years that help us deliver business outcomes. And one of the reasons I love having conversations with Craig is as we've gotten into our partnership with them, and as you mentioned, it hasn't been that long. We have been able to really understand, his kind of corporate strategy. What are they trying to achieve as a business? How does that then translate into technology strategy that Craig is leading? And then from there, how do we support them to deliver those business outcomes? And we'll talk a little bit about it, but we're so excited about what we've done thus far, and really how we've been able to bring all of our solution offerings to bear to support Craig and the Fresh Thyme organization.
Yes, definitely going to dive into that story. So, Craig, I really want you to talk about when you got to Fresh Thyme. Tell me about how you hit the ground running, because you really did. And looking at the overview that we had discussed, it was something you were excited to really get in there, get your hands dirty, and say, we're not going to be complacent. We're going to move forward quickly. And tell me the story of how it came to be where you were able to partner with ITsavvy to be your IT solution provider.
Yes, Katie. So when I came in, the very first Monday that I was here, I actually brought my team in at 8 a.m., sat them down in a conference room, and we had the first real planning session for what we consider to be our new technology division. And, I told my team, look, guys, I know that we've got some challenges ahead of us. I had the opportunity to kind of get a sneak peek behind the curtain before I walked in the door, but, we've got some things that we've got to get done. And again, I'm not expecting right out of the gate that we're going to be the gold standard team that is my expectation in the future. But I set the stage for let's get going and let's get moving. And then we had some very interesting conversations on those first couple of weeks where my team started to come in and say, hey, these are really the challenges that we've been facing over the last couple of years. As previous leadership made decisions that weren't necessarily the smartest, move towards maintaining the evolution of the technology. And so we found also that we had a partnership with a provider that just wasn't great. Over the years, it had kind of gone by the wayside. It hadn't really been, kept up. I liken relationships with partners, especially in the IT industry, almost like a marriage. It takes a lot of work, and you have to consistently be there and consistently communicate and understand both sides of the fence and where, they're coming from and where you're coming from, and have those conversations. And that had just broken down over time. And so we were stuck with some pretty tall hurdles to get over. And so I actually had the opportunity through my experience. I had a long running relationship with one of Munu's individuals, Steve Meter. And I just made a phone call and said, hey, buddy, and I've got some challenges, and I think you guys can help here. And he was kind of funny. He chuckled a little bit and he goes, well, I actually just moved to this new company called ITsavvy, and it just so happens that they're literally situated in your backyard. And I'm going to be out there next week, and we're going to sit down and talk about it. And I said, hey, that's fine. Let's go, And so he came on site and we sat down, and Steve and I think that first session was about 4 hours. And it was one of those situations where every time I tried to broach a subject of a hurdle that I was trying to get over, he would say, yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we can do that. And it came to me very quickly that, hey, I'm brand new to this organization and I need to get my team involved. And I'm very team oriented anyways. And so I took the opportunity to sit down and bring in Munu and Malind and Steve and their entire team, Hal and all of them. And we actually went to an offsite, and I brought my team in. We had the conversation around what was the possibility, the potential that we had with this company. And it really allowed them to kind of make the decision on the direction that we wanted to move. And it was a resounding yes. We had conversations after that first meeting, and everybody that came in and sat down and talked with me, it was just, yes, please, let's do this. Let's move in this direction. Let's move forward. And so, um, you know, we had a defining moment there. Literally the very next day after that meeting, my team and I were together in a conference room again, and it was a resounding yes, let's go. And so we said, all right. And I told them, I said, you guys are telling me this, and we are going to go head first. And we haven't looked back since. So it's been great.
I love that so much. And for context for everyone watching and listening, I should point out that Fresh Thyme, if you haven't heard of it, That's okay, but they've got 70 locations, and we're talking about a large operation. You mentioned that ITsavvy's in your backyard. We know that Fresh Thyme is centrally located, their headquarters in Illinois. So, for example, everybody, Munu was not allowed to wear his U of I shirt onto the podcast today. He wanted to because they did win last night at the time of this taping, but we went with the branded sweater instead. But you look great, and you're still sporting their colors, so. Yes, we are. We're still showing our school pride. But Munu, I should point out, like, this is somebody who obviously came in with great expectations because of Steve. Shout out to Steve, by the way, for bringing these two together. What did you do, or how was it important for you to lead the team when Craig called and said, I need this, this, and that? When he reached out, how did you go about establishing Fresh Thyme as a client and learning about Craig's needs?
Yeah, so it's a great question, Katie. You know, one of the things that I think differentiates ITsavvy from maybe other firms in our industry is a lot of our leadership, up through and including me, have spent a lot of time on the client side, leading global organizations across infrastructure, security, application development. And so, you know, we go in not wearing the solutions provider hat only, we go in wearing the client hat, because we've actually walked many, many, many miles in Craig's shoes and our other clients' shoes. And so when Steve came to me and said, hey, I have this fantastic relationship with Craig. He's new at Fresh Thyme, and he's a transformation agent. He is not there to be a steady Eddie and just do exactly what they did the day before or the year before. He wants to drive massive change and help Fresh Thyme become a technology platform company. That was music to our ears, right? Myself, Milind Shah, who's our CTO, who also spent a significant amount of his career on the client side as a hands-on individual doing the work, brought him in. We brought in our sales leader, and then we brought in the subject matter experts. And we, to Craig's point, we had an offsite where we brought his entire team in, our team, and we just listened to understand what are the challenges that they faced historically, and more importantly, what is the vision for the future. And, you know, as Craig noted, as you know, I talked about the 4 solution pillars, where they had the opportunities, we had some great capabilities, and we were riffing off each other on technology platforms, on technology vision, and it was just so seamless, right? But the one thing I want to point out, you know, and again, I think this is what separates folks like Craig from maybe other technology leaders, is he brought his whole team in, right? He could have done the offsite by himself. He could have had myself and Milind and the team. He wanted his team to be a part of this journey, to listen, learn, engage, provide their feedback. And so when we finished that meeting, we had built relationships up and down the organization. And so when Craig was able to then kind of follow up, he was able to get the buy-in that he needed, because ultimately it's going to be, you know, our folks and his folks that are doing all of the hard work, right? In the data center, in the stores, at corporate. It was a stroke of genius for him to do that. And it's, I think, what enabled us to really accelerate the progress that we've made, because as you noted earlier, they've only been a client of ours for 9 months, and yet they've bought like our solution stack, right? And we're here to support them through that entire journey. And so that was the engagement model, and I think, you know, we love that there's nothing better for a partner than when a client comes in and truly shares the good, the bad, the ugly, the vision, and then we can help jointly create the art of the possible. And when you do that, you know, amazing things can happen.
Let's get into some examples of creating those amazing things. Craig, can you tell me an example or two of how ITsavvy is helping or has helped Fresh Thyme adopt new technology to improve business operations and just generally push the limit to take you to the next level?
Yeah, absolutely, Katie. So one of the first things that comes to mind is our new relationship with Juniper, the manufacturer. Through ITsavvy, we are literally in the process of uplifting our entire network stack. From our SD-WAN solution to all of our switches and routers, access points, everything. And through that, we're opening up the pipelines on what's possible through our business. And to Munu's point, they didn't just come to us and say, this is the solution that we have for you. They came to us with several options and really kind of went through and listened to us as a customer and found out what we were trying to do and found out where our pinch points were and some of the things that we were trying to get through. And we had conversations with several different manufacturers to the point, where we were able to make an educated decision on the direction that we needed to go. And I'm so happy that we were able to partner with Juniper. They've been a fantastic partner through all of this as well. But there again, ITsavvy brought a level of expertise because they've been in the field and they've understood our side of the fence, that they were able to say, hey, we know that, the one thing that we would like to bring may not be the greatest option, but here's a few more. And, it turns out that what they wanted to bring was the greatest option, and it was phenomenal. They did the same thing with our server infrastructure. Hewlett Packard Enterprises has
I've heard
a
of them,
solution.
small shop.
Yeah, they're small shop. They've got a new solution called Green Lake. And again, listen to what our needs were and the vision that we had for the infrastructure that we wanted to establish, and came to us again with a couple of different options. And we were able to make an educated decision on the direction that we wanted to move, and we're able to partner with that manufacturer to garner new equipment for our business. And it's been phenomenal so far.
That actually begs the question for me, Craig. I know obviously with what you do, you have your ear to the ground, you know about the latest technology, but there is a ton out there, and there's the devil really is in the details. Was it really comforting to you to have someone like ITsavvy and their team on board to advise you as they gave you these options? And how did that help you be more confident in making that decision?
Yes, absolutely. So anybody that sits in my seat knows that it's difficult to weigh that budget and that employee cost to the amount of knowledge that you really have to have on your team in order to be functional. And we can't know everything. It's just a scenario where it's impossible. It's too vast of an industry. And so as a customer, you have to be able to trust your partner and trust that business advocate to say, hey, we've been there, or we've got a person on our team that has that knowledge and understanding, and we've listened to your business case and we know exactly where you're at, and we feel like this may be the direction that you need to move. The great thing that ITsavvy does on the side of that is not only do they bring the knowledge and the expertise and the backing for it, but they also bring a vast opportunity for options. And they say, hey guys, we get it, we know the troubles that you're having, and we've been down this pipeline. Again, this, we're going to bring you guys a couple of different options. We're going to educate you on, to the best of our ability, and then we're going to make a choice together, and we're going to move forward. That's the great thing about it is, again, I can't know everything, but I know that I've got a partner in my back pocket who can probably find out a solution that we need.
We're not done yet. Come back on Tuesday for part 2 of my interview with ITsavvy and Fresh Thyme Market. Thanks to Craig and Munu for their time today, and thank you for watching or listening. You could check out all episodes of Channel Insider Partner POV on our website, channelinsider.com, or watch on YouTube at @channelinsider_news and trends. You can also listen to all episodes in podcast format on your preferred podcast listening platform. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow wherever possible so you never miss an episode. We put out a new video and podcast every week. You can also connect with us on LinkedIn or Twitter, or email me if you'd like to be on the show at partnerpov@channelinsider.com. Once again, I'm Katie Bavoso, and I'll see you next time.